everybody's been finally waiting for the charges of David. Was a 4V for the murder of Celeste Hernandez. Now, mind you, this girl was 10 years old at the time of the unaliving. They found her body in the trunk of a car that was registered in his name. Her last known location where she was supposed to be going to was up to his mansion. They had pictures together, and it took almost a year for him to be charged. But everybody's upset now because the police had a press conference, but they charged him with murder, but they never said that he did it. Right? So now there's a lot of things that's coming into question. People are wondering, they calling the LAPD saying that they're not doing their job. A lot of people are very upset because this guy, you know, his music is all about like gore and destroying people. He's just like dude is a weirdo, right? And I believe that he's guilty, but the police doesn't seem to believe that he's guilty.
Ms. Rivas was a reported runaway from Riverside County. During the course of our investigation, detectives learned that she had been involved in a relationship with Mr. Burke when she was a minor and he was an adult. On April 23, 2025, Ms. Rivas arrived at Mr. Burke's home in the Hollywood Hills. That's the last time she was known to be alive. On September 8, 2025, Ms. Rivas's dismembered and badly decomposed body was discovered in the front trunk of Mr. Burke's impounded Tesla. From that moment forward, our investigators faced an extraordinarily difficult and complex case. The condition of her remains delayed the medical examiner's ability to be able to determine cause of death. The substantial amount of time that passed between her death and the discovery meant that crucial evidence had degraded or disappeared. And as detectives worked to uncover the truth, they also had to sift through and debunk a great deal.
On April 23, 2025, as been alleged by the complaint, Celeste at that time went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills. She was never heard from again.
Now, you know, based off this press conference, it doesn't sound too promising. Now, my last video that I did, they showed that he, you know, he had some people that I guess that's going to testify against him, but they didn't come out and say that they had any real type of evidence that was really linking him to actually unaliving this girl. Her last known place was there, but that don't mean that she could have went there and left. Like, they didn't come and say, hey, we have concrete evidence proving that this man David unalived this woman and he's being charged with this, he's being charged with that. And, you know, they didn't, I just didn't like the press conference, right? So, you know, now they're saying that his charges, because remember, she was a minor, right? So he's being charged with murder. He's also being, like, let's look at his charges.
As we will show in a court of law, and what I also want to make sure about that the understanding of these charges is clear, is my description of these charges is not evidence that we are going to present in court. These charges, in fact, will not be evidence in the court. Evidence will be the witness testimony, the documents, and different types of admissible testimony that we will admit into court in the prosecution, and if it leads to the eventual trial of Mr. Burke, to convince a jury of 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that each and every one of these charges is true, as well as the special allegations and circumstances that have been alleged. So what you have as well with these charges is that, again, there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait. That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance being that was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night. The third charge, in addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, investigation. In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation was Celeste. And the investigation was into the lewd and lascivious acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste while she was under 18 years old.
So he says some things like David unalived this young girl because she was out to save his career, right? He was trying, whatever she was going to tell on him, he was trying to save his career. So he unalived her, her body was chopped up, she was put in the trunk. Now my whole thing, what took so long for them to arrest her, where this girl was a minor and her body was found in a car that was owned by him? Her last known plate where she was going to was at his house, right? So they're saying that the only witness was her. That's what they're saying. But so that other guy that was talking, who is he? What is he going to say? Because remember, they had text messages where they were texting back and forth. And I even believe that the mother had knew. Like, this whole case is crazy, right? I mean, it's just, to me, it's like a mess. And I don't think that the DA office has a lot, because if they did, they would really be trying to drop the hammer on this guy.
Of this relationship, is it possible that you will be arresting other people within his circle, and did he act alone in this death?
Again, with respect to whether or not there's any other individuals or we're going to take any other actions, you will know about them if we do, but at this point I'm not commenting.
Do you believe that you know how she was killed, beyond it being homicide? The actual cause of death?
The coroner's report will be released shortly. Because it is not currently released, I'm not going to be commenting on it.
But was it determined, not that, if you won't say what it was, but has it been determined how?
The coroner has made a determination on how Celeste died, and at the point that the coroner's report becomes public, we'll be able to comment on it.
Was there a specific breakthrough last week? Is there physical evidence that ties David?
Now, the lawyers for David is speaking, and I don't know, unless the district attorneys come up with something that's just real clear and cut, because her body was in that trunk for a very long time. And he had a lot of time to clear his, to clear his tracks and his name. My only thing is the body was found in his car. So I don't know if he lent his car out to somebody while he was on tour and somebody did something he's not telling. It's something going on. If he didn't do it, right? My whole thing was, or was Road coming to see him, or was it coming to see somebody else that was associated with him, right? So this whole thing, will he get on the stand and maybe say, it wasn't me, the guy that's telling on me, he did it, right? Like, this whole thing is crazy. But his lawyer, she was start attacking some of the district attorney's, findings, and here we go.
Your Honor, from the media reports, apparently there have been 4 months of secret grand jury proceedings. We believe that Mr. Burke is entitled at the earliest opportunity to an open preliminary hearing, and the proceedings not be done in secret. So we are asking for a preliminary hearing to be set at the earliest possible date on the 10th day. Your Honor, we believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity in order to establish that. We're asking for April 23rd as a 3 of 10, Your Honor.
Anything from the people?
We'll be very happy to put on the evidence that we've collected in this case in the last several months.
Thank you. So the matter will be set. Plea of not guilty has been entered on behalf of Mr. Burke. The matter will be set in Department 105. The matter is ordered assigned to Judge Charlene Almeida in Department 105 for all purposes by the Judge of the Supervising Judge of Criminal.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may just put on the record, we have, as soon as the people arrived, delivered a informal discovery request consistent with Penal Code Section 1054. We have been given almost no discovery thus far. We've received a 3-page follow-up report, no autopsy report, and a copy of the complaint. And we would ask the people respectfully to produce discovery at the earliest opportunity.
Your Honor, as I've indicated to counsel, there's approximately 40 terabytes of discovery in this case. Moreover, in order to obtain the transcripts from a grand jury investigation, counsel has to file a motion.
Now, I believe that his defense, he's going to come and say that two things could have happened. You know, they was in there, she was in there getting high or something, she ended up unaliving herself, right? On some type of tried to cover it up. And he might have had his friends and them take and, you know, dismember her body or whatever, right? And, you know, because like I said, remember, she was a minor. So he may come with that defense. It's going to be interesting to see the defense, because remember, her body was found in his car. So he's going to come and either, or he may say she wasn't coming to see me. She was coming to see somebody that was, you know, that was connected to me in my house. I was on tour at the time, right? It's going to be real interesting to see, because he got somebody telling on him who, what gets uncovered in this. But I know that there's going to be some form of strategy that's going to be used where he's going to be connected to her in some way. Because no way in the world she was in his house and the body was found in the car. But I don't know, it's going to be interesting. Y'all got to let me know how y'all think it's going to play out. How do y'all think it's going to play out? I believe that he's going to say that she was, his guilt was dealing with a minor. But as far as her being unalive, she did it to herself or something like that. I don't know. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.